everybody. I have a great interview today, and I'm so excited. I'm Jenny Gold with Jenny's Gold Standard, and this is PodcastNotPodcast, and this is a very different PodcastNotPodcast today because I have Jason Freeman, and I'm going to interview him today, and then he's going to interview me. Who knows? Has anybody else ever done this before? Jason says no. Right, Jason? I can see him in the back. He's like, mm-hmm. Anyway, hey guys, let's learn a little bit about Jason. A lot of people do know him. Many people don't know him too. So I'm super excited because Jason speaks to audiences all around the country and maybe the world. We asked him that today too. He really likes intimate masterminds, especially in North County, San Diego. They have really good food too. An assembly of 150 high school students in Austin, Missouri, and he absolutely loves that. So he likes to be in front of people a lot because he's 100% committed to bringing his speech impediments, like I have right now, with him to people to notice that he actually can still persevere. That's kind of what our show's about today, isn't it? And what's really exciting is that I didn't see him up on stage and against all odds, living his dream, and the dreams are becoming closer and closer and more attainable for him. He is a TED Talk speaker, and he's trying to get his application accepted to do this again. He really misses being on stage. And guess what he's going to do today? He's going to stand up, and I'm going to interview him. So he loves to stand up and be interviewed. He's getting up right now. So he does have a Master of Fine Arts in Poetry. He got that in Nebraska. I can tell you all about that. He has a book that's called Awkwardly Awesome, Embracing My Imperfect Best. And I don't really think he's that imperfect. Do you guys? He's not even that imperfect. He just isn't imperfect. His goal is to speak to millions of people in his lifetime. He hopes to inspire them and see the best of them. So they've seen the best of themselves, and also so other people will see the best of them too. So he's trying to get people to take their next step forward, and persevere towards their dreams, and not only for themselves, but with the health and happiness of generations to come. So with this, I'm going to bring in Jason. And you guys, I am so happy and so honored to have him on my show today. Thank you for showing up.
Hey, Jenny girl. Hi.
Yay. So excited that you're here, Jason. Hey,
thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So that was your intro, right? There's so much more to you. And I would love for you to tell more people a little bit more about yourself. I would love to. Maybe tell people about yourself.
So we all have challenges in this life, and I just wanted to get going early with my challenges. So on the way out of the womb, I just say, oh, it'd be fun to get my umbilical cord kinked like a garden hose and lose some oxygen. And as a result, I have this pronounced speech impediment and some coordination differences.
Yes.
And as a little kid, I was just like, oh, I'm me. But around in the time of 4th grade, I looked at myself and looked at my differences, and I'm like, I don't like being me. And that started me on this journey down that road, which I think we all go down that path at some point in our lives of not wanting to be us. But then luckily I found my way back to wanting to be who I was, and there's so much more power in that. So.
But guess who just said you're perfect as you are? Your best friend, Deborah.
Deborah's awesome.
She just said you're so perfect as you are. We all are. I mean, we all have our own differences, and we might look like everybody else or sound like everybody else, but that's who we are. It's okay, because We can do things. We can do things. You're a go-getter. I'm very proud of you. Yeah. And here's Carl. Carl is too. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm afraid to bring this one up for you because I think you might go crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess our show doesn't suck today. According to him, right?
Yay.
Right, exactly right. So, and well, Emily, we're gonna get to that question. Emily's like already asking questions. Actually, you can answer Emily's question if you'd like to.
How did I find my way back?
Yes.
That's a great question, Emily, and it's a question with so many layers to it, and so in 7th grade, I was for my 7th grade brain, and my 7th grade brain was worried about nuclear war and just consumed with that and consumed with being different. And I attempted to take my own life. But luckily, my heart and soul wasn't in it, and I called for help. And it's been since 7th grade, I've been lucky enough to be on this incredible healing journey, which has involved so many friends, and later on, I mean, it involved education to college, grad school, but like 12 years ago, I started going to yoga classes, and yoga really transformed the way I use my energy in this life.
It's very peaceful, actually, probably. Do you do yoga at home or do you go to the studio to get that done?
When I lived in San Diego for 10 years before I moved back in the spring of 2020 to South Dakota, and I did yoga. I had a studio I loved. Since I moved back to South Dakota, I meditate and walk instead of doing yoga.
Yeah. By the way, Russ John said he was going to pop in. He's driving right now. Like, Russ, be careful while you're driving. But Alexandra is tuning in from Ohio. Hey, everybody, if you just want to drop where you're calling in from or signing in from, that'd be great. Russ Hedges are still here to support you today.
It's amazing all these people who are on.
I know, right? It's very exciting, actually. So that was our first question from the audience. Does anybody else have a question from the audience? Because then we're gonna get into our questions.
Hey, Alexandria.
Yes. So we're both in very, very cold weather right now. We just had our little pity parties for each other. No, I'm just kidding. Jason never has a pity party. I'm the one's having a pity party about the cold weather. But
I do pity parties occasionally about the cold weather. But I figure I decided to move back to South Dakota. So
yes, because you have family there, correct?
Yeah.
So another question for you was, do you still write poetry? You have a master's in poetry.
Yeah. Sometimes I enjoy it. It's not my primary thing, but
he didn't write a poem for me, but that's okay because I thought he was gonna say, "Hey, here's a poem for you, Jenny." But no, there's no poem. There's no poem unless he spews it out, of his head or something. Hey,
that would have been awesome if I just said, "Here's a poem dedicated to Jenny Gold."
Maybe starting rumors, right?
Jenny Gold is so bold. She used to in Beverly Hills help houses be sold.
Is that correct? That is correct. But guess what? You got a couple questions coming in now. Before I ask you your questions, so Tim just said, what keeps inspiring you to keep showing up on live video? Are you practicing for your TED Talk?
Probably partly I'm practicing for TED Talks and live talks. My intention is to speak to junior high and high school students
Yes.
all over and really talk to them about turning obstacles into opportunities. So that's probably why I do lives, but the other part is because of people like you, Jenny, and Tim Sohn who show up and make lives fun. And Deborah, of course, who make lives fun, because it's not that fun just being on a live talking to you.
So Tim just said he wants to see your can of Spam.
Yeah.
And I have bacon. I do have bacon. But we're not going to cry because we have nothing to cry about because we love each other. So we do. And so there's no bacon that's going to be needed. Oh, there's Spam. Yeah. I wonder if...
As of yet unopened, and I'm not going to open it tonight.
I have bacon. You need the bacon.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's freshly made. But there's not going to be any crying because it's a really good show. Unless you make me cry. And that will not be cool. When you interview me, don't make me cry. Anyway, we have more things going on here. I see here. So Alexandra would like to know what your favorite food is. You know what hers is, right?
Well, what is Alexandra? What's her favorite food?
I was going to say dancing tacos is Tim's. So Alexandra, what's yours? Not put up here. Oh, by the way, another thing is that Deborah just said that she's getting cold weather in Florida. Very cold
Deborah's dream is to see snow and have a white Christmas. So I'm glad you're getting cold weather, Deborah.
Yeah.
So what's my favorite food? Oh my gosh, that's hard to pick just one.
You love sugar, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Sorry, I didn't read that part. Sorry, but he does love sugar.
Yeah. So I do love cookies a lot. I love milk chocolate a lot. I love ice cream. I do love sugar.
And ice cream. I had ice cream on a stick last night for dinner. Ice cream, or no, sorry, it was like coconut ice cream. But I didn't want to eat dinner. I just wanted to have that. Let's get ready for the show for you. So I just put on a couple more pounds before the show. Oh, I know what it is now. Raining tacos. That's it. Isn't that song Raining Tacos? That's what Tim's little girl likes to sing to.
Tim, what in the world are Raining Tacos? They sound. Actually, I don't know what they sound like because I've never had them. Tell us what Raining Tacos are.
Oh, he said shout out to Monster Cookies. So do you make Monster Cookies? That's Tim.
No, I used to get them from Corner Bakery in San Diego. It was awesome.
We're really good at Corner Bakery, actually. We have Corner Bakery here on the color.
Oh, you're lucky. Oh, yeah, you would in Denver. Oh,
you know what we have?
You had a Monster Cookie from Corner Bakery, Jenny?
I'm sorry?
Have you had a Monster Cookie?
Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah.
I meet clients there and be like, would I like hot chocolate and a Monster Cookie, please? Like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, we have coffee or tea. I'll have hot chocolate and Monster Cookie.
That's amazing.
We sit down and discuss their new website, right? See? Alexandria she made tacos. She made tacos for Taco Tuesday. Nice. She wants to know if you cook, though.
Not much, Alexandria. I used to more. I used to have a job in a group home working with people who experience disabilities, and I cooked a lot then, but I haven't in recent years. But I like cooking.
But you know what? Thing is, Emily just admitted her favorite food is candy. So I mean, one of your favorite foods is candy or sugar. I think you said it was candy. Was it candy or sugar?
Sugar, but
Actually, sugar.
But candy is definitely in the sugar family.
Yes, I was gonna say that was part of his attributes was he loves candy and sugar, right? So anyway, and it looks like he said it's a song. It's called "Raining Tacos." It's a song.
Well, I totally missed that Tim. We should make up what that is and open a restaurant called Raining Tacos. And whatever your tone is, it's going to sound like I'm cussing, but never mind. I'm not going to say
You're gonna say what? You're gonna say what?
Say the name of Tim's tone.
Oh.
Shit.
You do it. You do it. You say you love him. Express your love to him. It's okay. You say it better than I do.
Jehovah.
The love.
Gosh, it's yeah. I think that's it.
The love. How do you say love?
What?
How do you say love?
And was like, oh, love.
Thank you very much. I can't say it like you say it, so I'm like, it's like love. It's not very anything for me. CD Prostada would like to know now, which one of Jason's teeth is a sweet one? Do you have a sour tooth too? Sour one to balance out the sweet one.
I think I have a lot of sweet teeth, Senior Prostada. I don't think I have that many sour ones to balance the sweet ones though. So I'm kind of off balance, I guess. It's a good point. Thank you.
But if you have the sour like gummies and the sweet gummies, you could have one on each side. See, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So Tim just said when he's in San Diego, he's gonna stop by Corner Bakery. He goes in March. Are you gonna go to San Diego in March? Everybody else? On the 4-hour show?
Am I?
Yeah, you're gonna go down to San Diego to meet everybody from the
I don't have plans at the moment, but are you, Jenny?
No, I don't think so. But Tim just said he's gonna send you monster cookies from San Diego and mail them to you. But Tim, you can mail them to me too. I mean, we're kind of Jason and Jenny. We have this thing going on right now, and we're interviewing each other. And anything that comes to him comes to me too, and vice versa. How's that? Right? Just say that, people. Actually, by the way, I missed this up there, but Deborah said that you should actually come up with a poem about me right now.
Oh, I was.
Let's throw you off.
Alexandra asks, how did you like working at a group home? Thanks, Alexandra. It was just this phenomenal experience. So I worked with adults who experienced different kinds of disabilities, and they really, I mean, they're so wise in their own way and so fun, and they really help me as I help them. They help me become comfortable with who I was.
That's good.
I could talk about group homes for a long time.
We have an hour. Oh, wait, for your half of the show, we only have 9 more minutes.
Yeah.
Now, but tell us more about yourself, please, and what you like to do in South Dakota, and when you're going to speak, your next speaking engagement might happen.
So it's a challenging dream. Being a speaker during a time of social distancing,
Yes.
because I love speaking to an audience live,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting better at speaking virtually. But I'm, as with any dream that seems far off, I'm taking steps towards it each day. Like, my vision is to speak to students, so I now have a video with testimonials and with clips of me speaking, and I starting to send it around to people and to principals and stuff. And I used to feel so ashamed that I didn't have an exact answer all the time to questions like, when are you speaking next? And I mean, I would love to be able to say, da da da, I have like 10 speaking gigs all lined up. And
I know.
I mean, at points in my career, that's been a case that I had a line of speaking engagements lined up, but it isn't right now. But why I'm saying this is because as we go for our dreams, it's not always going to be certain what
Right.
comes next.
Hmm.
And that doesn't mean not to go for the dream. It just means it's more of an adventure because we don't know what's around the next time.
Right.
Alexandria,
Yes.
with the question, do you find virtual speaking more challenging or in person? Oh, virtual speaking by far, at this point at least, because I've learned all my education before the last few years or most of it was speaking live, and you learn how to feed off the audience and
Right.
interact with the audience, and not to have it in the same way, even on Zoom, is challenging. But with each challenge comes opportunities. Like once I built, if I built a virtual speaking business up, I could be speaking to Tokyo in the morning and into somewhere in Europe, into Berlin in the afternoon, and that's amazing. So there's so much potential in both. But in person, you just get interacting with the audience, and then afterwards people come up and say hi, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
There's so much more networking with in person.
Yeah.
And then virtually it was also a challenge. At first I used to be like, I'm speaking virtually now, and not all animated, but I've slowly learned
You need bacon.
to use my hands.
Need some bacon? You need bacon. You know some bacon.
Yeah, bacon would be great.
I know, right? I'll send it over to you in a minute. Just a Jetson thing where everybody like just come over the Jetson plane and drop it off over your house, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And drop off monster cookies too, please.
Yes, I know, Tim. We both want monster cookies, and you have to understand that we're both getting the exact same things on this podcast, right? But I was going to tell you, Emily just put up this that she loves hearing your answers to the excellent questions. There you go. I know.
Thank you, Emily. I look forward to hearing you tonight, right?
Yeah, it's tonight with Tim. And everybody, after we're done on our show, head over to Tim and Kira's show. And Emily Harmon's going to be their guest tonight. Yep, that's how we do it. And thank you.
Emily, are you related to Maria Harmon by any chance? Who went to college in Sioux Falls?
Right, me or who?
Emily.
Emily.
Emily, are you related to Maria Harmon? Probably not. It's a long shot.
Let's see.
Shout out to Bacon and Monster Cookie. I don't know if you're supposed to put that combination together, Tim. I like exotic
Thank you.
But that's kind of I don't know.
You know what? I don't know either, because we can both eat our monster cookies and eat bacon at the same time and see what it tastes like.
Oh.
Right? We could try that.
We
could. I don't know. When Tim decides to send them to us in March, then come back on live and do that. Well, I don't know about that, but we'll try it. So what else do we have here? Oh, you're worldwide, Jason. Yes. He's actually quite famous. You are. So
I like projecting to share my energy where it can help.
Yes.
Monster bacon. Half monster cookie, half bacon, monster bacon. That's awesome.
And
gross.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesomely gross, Tim. Maybe that's the title of my next book, Awesomely Gross. My son's birthday cake had candy bacon.
It's really good.
Wow.
It's very good. You know what else is good? Candy bacon and, you guys are going to go gross, but, and Bloody Marys. Bacon and candy bacon are both good. Candy bacon is very good, actually, dipped in chocolate. Like, put chocolate over it, too. Oh, that's a whole lot of sugar for you. Try that. So let's see here. Nancy, thanks for showing up. Nancy Lewis Hill is here. Thank you, Nancy. And we've got another thing from Stefan.
I think Tim should make some monster bacon Hormel spam cookies for the
You guys, I just wrote another feed to Hormel today, begging them to sponsor my show. I wasn't begging. I was just in my brain. I was begging. I was begging for the bacon. We'll see what happens.
Begging for the bacon.
Yep. Some of these days they will be a sponsor of my show. I promise. Well, I probably shouldn't promise, but I might. So anyway, would you let me ask you a couple questions from me? Or do you want to go on to me?
We can go on to you.
Okay. Right.
So
people might not know that we're doing this, what we're doing today, because we should let everybody know. So today, I'm PodcastNotPodcast. Jason is my guest, and I'm the host. But now we're going to switch ways, and he's actually going to become the host of my show. I'm going to become the guest of my show.
So let me tell you about Jenny Gold. First, Jenny Gold is owner and founder of Jenny Gold Standard. She has more than 30 years of experience in the marketing and advertising world, having earned her stripes in the fast lanes of, check it out, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, Vail, Colorado, and Denver. She has strategized and directed multi-million-dollar advertising campaigns for a wide variety of industries, managing all aspects of the campaign from media planning to special event promotions, radio and TV production, social media, public relations, and online marketing. Jenny's core competency is relationship building. Her business philosophy is very simple. Good business comes from authentic relationships. Jenny takes a personal interest in the well-being of her clients and is always looking for ways to help others succeed. Her ability to listen deeply is fueled by genuine compassion and her desire to live every day to its highest potential. Beautiful.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah?
I said, thank you, Jason. And see, people are saying that this is a roast. I don't think you're roasting me. I think you're being very kind to me.
So we've just met each other in the last few months.
Yeah.
Tell me I know nothing about your childhood. Tell me about Jenny as a little kid.
No, that's one of our questions. See, we're going to ask each other the same questions. I'm like, hey, he's asking me my question. Now it means I have to ask you that question. So thank you, Jason. That was very kind of you. I grew up in Michigan. I was born in Miami. We moved to Puerto Rico, moved to California, moved to Michigan. All before I was 6. So.
Always what?
Before I was 6 years old. So.
Before you were 6?
Wait, by the time we got to Michigan, I was 6.
Wow.
6 on my 6th birthday, we moved to Michigan from California. So,
small town Michigan or big?
It's Middle Michigan. It's like a medium size. Not even medium. It's like it's a medium sized town, like 45,000 people or something. Like that.
Oh, nice. Central.
Yeah. So I was moving a lot. That's probably why I move a lot now, because I moved a lot. So I just keep moving, but now because of my illness and everything, it's too hard for me to move. To keep moving. I'd like to keep moving, but I don't think I want to go back to California though this time. So
what's one of your favorite stories from being a kid?
Oh jeez, that was not one of the questions. So I'm just kidding. One of my favorite stories would be, well, I was kind of I lived in California when I was like 3 to 5 years old, and I was kind of a bad kid. It's good that I moved or my parents moved because I would like go and pick all these ferns, like these ferns that look like feathers out of people's yards. Like a whole bunch of us were like the terrible 6 or whatever. We ride our bikes around and we cut down these really expensive flowers in their yards. And the police would like come to our parents' houses and they'd be like, did you guys just cut these down? We're like, no. Like, really? We're like, no, we did not. They're like, then why are they in the front yard right now? I'm like, I don't know. I was kind of becoming a liar when I lived in San Francisco. I don't know why. But my parents kind of cut that out pretty fast. It was the only
so you took the ferns out of people's yards and then you put them in your front yard.
But no, they look like big feathers, right? These plants. So we'd literally be riding our bikes around and like having a parade with these things. And then the police would come over. They'd be like, we heard from Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, the kids just cut these down in your front yard. I'm like, I didn't do that. I did not do that. So I was the only kid that got punished for 2 weeks, and they would yell up at my window in my parents' house, "When Jenny, can you come out to play?" My parents were like, "No, she cannot." That was me. So that was not the funnest thing that I did, but that was the most interesting. I remember that. I remember a lot of things from my childhood. We were in Puerto Rico. I was in Montessori school. I was 3 or 4. I was 3 at that point. My mom said every time she'd come in and get me, that I'd be in the corner. And the teacher would say, "Why is she sitting in the corner?" Because she wouldn't answer any questions. She's like,
because she wouldn't answer questions. What?
Because I want to answer questions. I know. Isn't it a miracle? She's like, "Were you speaking to her in Spanish or English?" "Oh, in Spanish." She's like, "You know that she doesn't know Spanish yet." She goes, "Well, she needs to learn it." So see, that's probably why I was a bad kid by the time I got to California, because I was like, don't speak to me that language.
What kind of teacher would put a Montessori student in the corner for not answering questions. That's awful.
In Puerto Rico, they all spoke Spanish except for me. And I was like, well, I mean, you don't know when you're 3 years old. You're like, and the only kid that I was friends with in the high rise that we lived in, we went out in actually colored in all the oriental rugs in the hallways with markers. And she didn't even get in trouble for that. I did. I had to get toothbrush and toothpaste and like baking soda, and I just scrubbed all the ink off of the oriental carpets all the way down this really long hall. Me, I get in trouble. She didn't get in trouble.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot.
I'm lucky that I turned out like this so far, huh? So that's my story I can remember right now.
Where did you go to high school then?
I went to Dow Chemical, Dow Chargers High School in Midland, Michigan, and then I used to go to summer camp, band camp. Essentially, yes, you gotta laugh. Make comments now. So I actually went to band camp at Interlochen Arts Academy or Interlochen School for the Arts, and then when I went the third summer that I went there, I told my parents to come up early and auditioned for the boarding school. I made it in, so I started going to boarding school there, which was great. I met a lot of people.
So where is this?
Interlochen Arts Academy. It's just south of Traverse City, Michigan, but it's an international school, so most of my friends were sorry, did you see that? I didn't mean to. Thanks, Tim. I'm sure you're a great dad. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, I went to Interlochen for 2 years, and a lot of my friends actually are from all over the world. So some of them are touring with Yo-Yo, some of them are with the New York City Ballet, just everything. It's really great. A lot of the people that I went to school with also are in a lot of TV shows that you see right now.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You and Deborah both have this experience of going to boarding schools and meeting international people.
It's great. It's as hell. It's a world traveler at such a young age. I know. See, the problem is, Nancy, I can't stop moving because now I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I want to move. But now it's really not in my best interest to keep moving. So, anyway, so what's your favorite thing to do when you were a kid?
No, I'm interviewing you now.
Damn it. Oh, sorry. I said the D word. And you know what? Brian's not on here, so he can't smack me. Say, excuse me. So anyway.
So how did you land a job at a top real estate agency in Beverly Hills? Holy cow, that's amazing, Jenny.
Well, when I moved back to LA, because I was engaged at the time, I met somebody in a bar. Not even a bar. It was at the Kabbalah Center. And he's like, you should meet my friend. Her last name's Silver. I'm like, and Silver Gold thing. I was like, whatever. But he actually introduced me to some great people. And he said, you're looking for another job in an ad agency? And I said, yeah. And I actually worked on the, you guys are gonna laugh, on the Southern California Ford account. We did all the dealerships from the border all the way up to Santa Clara. So over to Palm Springs, yeah. So we were doing that, and then my boss was the nicest person, as we've talked about this a lot on LinkedIn, and I just said, I literally quit on my 89th day because I know on the 90th day they'd probably be like, we're going to get rid of me, but it was kind of miserable. 4 people had my job before me, so I actually quit, and I found a job, believe it or not, on Craigslist. And it was for these 2 huge real estate agents that I didn't even know who they were. They loved it because they said, don't you know who we are? And I'm like, no. So that's how I got that job.
Yeah, no.
All of a sudden I'm starting estates and writing marketing plans and doing advertising plans for celebrities and stuff when they were selling their houses. I was like, but it didn't bother me, and I didn't really look at that as being odd because I'd grown up in the arts, and my dad took me to pick up Buddy Rich, and he was really mean. I remember that. We were 8 years old. I'm like, why is that man so mean? He's like, oh, I don't know. But I gotta tell you, guys, now that I know a lot about Buddy Rich, there's a reason he was pretty nice back then. But there's a lot of drugs going on in that world, and I didn't know it. My parents didn't know it necessarily, but but we were around a lot of performing arts people in my hometown. Yeah. They still look innocent. Nah, maybe not. I think she just took that back. Oh, band camp. Oh. Well.
What instrument did you play?
Well, I played the bass clarinet and bass clarinet, and that's what got me into the school. But I was there for dance, music, and visual arts too. So.
You were there for dance?
Yeah.
Visual arts? What kind of visual arts?
For some reason, I decided that I wanted to be in metalsmithing. So all of a sudden, I was in metalsmithing, and I actually my friends that went to school for visual arts, they were in these big events at the end of the year. My pieces actually got into big events too, and I was like, how'd you get in there? I'm like, I don't know. So I have no idea. I said I just got in there, but if I have my mind set to do something, I usually would get it done.
So, but what kind of visual arts, like abstract painting, or?
No, it's metalsmithing. So we made like rings and copper bowls, things like that, or brass bowls, and pins and rings, and some people were making goblets, things like that. But I mean, that's because I wanted to go into metalsmithing. I don't know why.
Oh, metalsmithing.
Yeah, metalsmithing. Yeah. So we make cast some things, like you make your cast and then you pour the melted material in there, like bronze or gold or silver, things like that.
Wow. Yeah. I had no idea that we would be talking about metalsmithing during this conversation.
Sorry.
Humans are fascinating.
Thank you. Well, a lot of people don't really know who I am. They see me like this, and they know about the bacon, but they really don't know like my background. So I started dancing when I was 4. So I actually was a dancer until I was about 18, but through boarding school. But I had to stop because my knees were really bad from skiing. So yeah, so I wasn't as great of I wasn't going to be a big dancer like some of my friends are.
So you ski too, like downhill ski?
Yeah.
Where did you like to downhill ski?
In Michigan, that's where I learned. And I was really used to skiing on the ice. But out here in Woodvale, I was like bawling. Believe it or not, I was bawling because I couldn't get down the hill because the snow was so deep. I mean, we had like 3 feet of snow, and I was like, oh my! I mean, I'm only 4.5, and I was like, oh my god, it's really hard to ski in powder snow, at least for me. I'm not skiing at all anymore though.
So in Michigan, the snow was more a layer of ice on top?
Yeah. So I learned to ski on ice. People are like, if that happens here, people freak out. In Colorado, I'm like, it's snow. And they're like, but it's ice. And I'm like, don't you know how to ski on ice? I can ski on ice in a heartbeat, but, well, not right now, but I could in the past. Yeah, it's fun. Have you skied before? I can ask you a question.
I skied downhill once, and I spent most of the time falling down the bunny hill, so then I didn't. So then I quit, which is sad.
But do you ice skate or anything? Oh wait.
No, I've done that more, but I didn't spend enough time to become good at it.
Yeah, I wasn't competitive at all. This is fun. It's fun. So let's see here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is an extensive history by a chance meeting. It actually was a chance meeting for us, Nancy. But with you and me, because of Tim. But also I met you, Jason, because of Tim and Nancy and Brian.
Yeah. Someone asked you, how did you learn about marketing?
Well, I was actually in PR, and I worked for some pretty big accounts like Nintendo and Starbucks, and Playmates Toys and things like that. My main account was Nintendo, and the other side ones I just would do media relations for them. This big agency I worked for, and that's how that happened. Then I left there. I left the Nintendo account and I went to Vail. They thought I was going to go work for Sega. They let me go. I was like, I just need 2 weeks. And they're like, no, you can go tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I was so upset because I thought, and I heard from somebody that they thought I was going to go to Sega because it was a big media relations person. And I was on the Nintendo account, and they got a lot of great calls and great interviews because of my media relations. So, yeah, they didn't fire me because I already left, but it's kind of a bummer, right? But then I went to Vail and actually got a job when the mud season started at an ad agency. But I had never worked for an ad agency. She said, go and tell me how much this Better Homes and Gardens quarter page ad's going to be. I'm like, all right, well, where did I get that information? She's like, in the cabinet. You just pull out the media kit. And I'm like, okay. But I had no idea. I just took it to her. She's like, okay, how much is that? I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't even know how to read a media card. So I learned everything about advertising, and when I lived in Vail, and that was amazing for me. And that's kind of how that all started. So yeah, that's how that all started for me. And now I just kind of know advertising and PR, and other things that has to do with that.
Wow.
Any other questions? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
What was it like living in Vail?
It was really nice because it wasn't it's overpopulated now. It wasn't like that when I lived there. Yeah, it wasn't like that when I lived there. But now we were trying to make it a summer destination. I was working for the ad agency there, and now it's a summer destination. So, I mean, the cars are like lined up on the sides of the roads now, because there's too many people up there now. It's very expensive to live up there now. So, but it's nice. I liked it when I lived there because there wasn't too much to do, but I kind of knew everybody. It was a very small community at that time, but it isn't now. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
It's fun. And the best part was if you guys have ever been to Vail, you can get stuck. It's called it's not called roadblock. I don't know what it is. I can't remember anymore. But it was still really, really hard. And we get stuck between Vail Pass and between like Mentor Pass, and we're stuck like right in Vail. You cannot leave or get in or out. Like you're just stuck there. And the truckers are stuck there too. So all these trucks are like running all night. All their fumes and everything are stuck in that area, like the little mountain pass. So we just would go make some pizza or something. I don't know. It was fun.
So it would kind of get smoggy because all the trucks were stuck there.
Yeah, and the trucks would just get stuck there. We're like, they would run all night, right? But they couldn't get out. We couldn't get out because there were avalanches and stuff. So we would just be like, but there were times though. See, this is me again. I'm living in Vail. I'm thinking this is so great. It's like the college career that I didn't have, right? So we'd say, okay, we're gonna go down to this pizza place. It's on the way to Denver. We pick up these pizzas that are half baked, and then we stop and get some beer, and then we go up Vail Pass if we can make it in time. Now, if you didn't make it in time, you get stuck on the other side of Vail Pass. You have to stay in like Breckenridge or Frisco or something. But I swear to God, it would be so bad. It would be snowing like crazy. It's so dangerous. And we would drive all the way there to get a pizza or a Dairy Queen or something, try to race it back before they close Vail Pass.
Wow. Some adventurous driving, huh?
Yeah. We wouldn't go by ourselves. It'd be like one other person. Like, all right, we have blankets and pillows in the back. So, yeah. Just in case we got stuck.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh.
That's fun. But, Jason, are we about ready for your questions? Yeah. What if I ask you your questions now? Because we only have we only have about 10 minutes left. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. See, he's ready. All right. So, and he's supposed to ask me the same question back. Now, he wrote these questions, so it's not really fair. It's not really fair, but just like, go like that.
What advice would you give your 7th grade brain? Yeah, 7th grade was when I got in trouble and attempted suicide, and I would tell that kid to even though life seems so overwhelming and see, that kid thought he knew what his life would become, and then it looked bleak. But that kid, that brain, it was just fear talking. It was not reality.
Right.
So I would tell him to be patient.
Ooh.
To be patient.
That's good. That's very good. You told a 7th grader to be patient, or yourself to be patient?
Yeah, I would tell my 7th grade self
Okay.
the part of us who wants to spring to assumptions about what our life will be.
Right.
To be patient. I mean, we don't know what amazement can unfold.
I don't think you ever thought you were going to be 46, did you? I didn't think I was going to be 46.
Yeah, not back then, I didn't.
No, I know. But, because I think it was Nancy, no, who was it? Emily maybe was asking, where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? That wasn't even a question for me before. I was younger. I thought, when I had Lyme so bad, I thought, you know what? I don't know. I can't answer that question in every interview or anything. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, dead? Like, seriously, I didn't think I was going to live that long. Yeah. How about you? So where do you see yourself?
Where do I see myself in 3 to 5 years? Speaking all over the country to junior high and high school students, and I also want to speak to businesses, teach employees about being kind to all the people who they encounter who may have visible or invisible disabilities.
Right.
So a mix of speaking to students and then also speaking to businesses and some coaching in that too.
That's a very good answer, actually. It's a great answer. By the way, I didn't mean to be so negative when I was saying, but when I was being asked that, when I was going through all these interviews when I was younger, I'm like, I didn't really know what to tell them. Because I'd been so sick, so I was just kind of like, I always acted like I wasn't sick. Kind of like now I'm like, I'm fine. It's like, I'm fine. Let's just keep going with that, right? But I'm very impressed with what you just said.
What's fascinating about you, Jenny, is you got sick at 18, right?
I got what? I'm sorry, Lyme?
You got Lyme at 18?
It's like 18 or 19. Well, it was actually 19, but we know that I was probably bed before too. We just don't know when. We think it was when I was in boarding school and went camping. So that's when I started getting sick, but we just didn't, the doctors didn't put it all together. So, yeah.
So you've dealt with this for so much of your life, but you've dealt with it and you've accomplished so much at the same time, which is amazing.
Thank you, love, for saying that. Sometimes you think, really? But now I have accomplished something because I took Tim's class, and with Tim's class, I've been able to interview you. Right? I've met so many people that way too, which you have also. So, would you like question number 2 or question number 3? I knew that.
Let's go with 3. With 3.
You know what 3 is, though. Right? There you go. How's that?
I actually forgot. What does doing your imperfect best mean to you?
Yes. Yeah.
So to me, it means having like holding the dreams for what we want our lives to be. But then when we go for it and imperfections come up, learning from those imperfections and challenges, and then remembering our dream and going forward, letting the imperfections inspire us to get stronger and keep going. It's challenging, but it's a good journey.
I mean, that's a really great answer for you because I've never, the thing with us, Jason, with you and me, people don't see this, the dark side of this. They don't see what we deal with every day. They just hear us this way, right? And they're like, oh, they're so happy. How happy is she's so happy? Why are we so happy all the time? See, we don't tell people when we have these hard times, but so you don't show a lot of imperfection, excuse me. I don't think so. Because you look, to me, you look perfect. So, I just can't wait to.
Like every human, I make mistakes
Right.
and I mean it's just part of learning to do new things and growing and being alive.
Exactly.
It's something we accumulate. We make mistakes, and
Yes.
the question is, are we going to let the mistakes stop us?
Right.
Or are we going to learn from them and move forward?
Exactly. And the biggest mistake you can make right now is to go to a hotel and color in the or in a carpet with ink. See, you can go back to when you're 4 years old or whatever, like I did. You could do that. 3. I was kidding. Right. Let's see here. Number 2. We've only got like 3 minutes left. 2 minutes left. So we can go over if you like. But what's your other question?
How have you decided to turn the challenge of your disability into a gift? By I made this question, but it's kind of for one is just knowing a new direction, about 11 years ago, my friend Ina Lucas one time say, "Jason, your voice is a gift," and I'm like, "What?" I didn't think it was, but once I had that new direction, I could start going in the gifted direction and take small steps, and then I got success and momentum, and now we already expanded, and so now I say I'm speaking to you with a gift.
Right. Exactly. I completely agree with you. And sometimes it is kind of hard to go, well, is this disability really a gift? It is a gift because I would not be talking to you or have this podcast about autoimmune diseases if it wasn't for my illness, because I didn't know that this is what I want to do. I didn't know that I want to have people like yourself on the show to discuss what they're going through, because for other people, Jason, I guarantee that are watching this, or they will be watching in the future, that will say, wow, you know what? I can do that too. I can do what he's doing. It doesn't matter if I have cerebral palsy or not. Like, I can do this too. So you're a huge just light for everybody. Totally believe that.
Thanks, Jenny, and thanks so much for having me on your show.
So, Jason, you want to tell everybody how they can get in touch with you?
Jenny is scrolling where I am on LinkedIn below, and then my website is jasonwfreeman.com.
So you guys, on LinkedIn, he's Jason W. Freeman, not just Jason Freeman. So if you want to get in touch with him, and Jason, you have a YouTube channel or anything? Like, are you posting your daily lives on any other things on Instagram or on YouTube?
Mainly it's on my Facebook homepage, a Facebook profile page, and that is Jason.Freeman.9880. So Facebook.com/Jason.Freeman.980.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. I did not put that in the information below. After this is over, people will see everything up down there. But Jason, I am so grateful for you being on my show. And guess what? It might have been a brand new thing on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Jenny.
That's a great idea, Jason. You have great ideas. I adore him. You guys, everybody connect with Jason. He's the best guy ever. He's so fun. He's so nice. And he can totally help you and keep your spirits up too. How about that, Jason?
Thanks, Jenny.
But tonight, I'm going to let you go. Guys, thank you all for showing up today. And we love you. Bye.